I'm joined by former Lieutenant Governor Kiran Bedi. Ma'am, yesterday we saw a massive controversy in the national capital where an IAS couple, uh, top official from the Delhi government, Principal Secretary for Revenue, Sanjeev Khirwar, was seen taking a walk, a jog inside the Tyagaraja Stadium, which is meant for athletes and sportsmen. And apparently, there are allegations that Mr. Khirwar used to visit the stadium almost at least for 2 weeks. And he would also take his pet dog for a walk inside the Tyagaraja Stadium as if it was a neighborhood park. And there are allegations as well that sportsmen and athletes were asked to clear out the stadium by 7 in the evening. And you yourself have tweeted out something about this controversy as well. So I want to understand from you, how do you see this entire controversy, this entire chapter where a senior bureaucrat like Sanjeev Khirwar, goes out on a walk for a stroll inside a professional sports complex in the national capital? How do you see this controversy?
We should take his response. We should have taken his response on record. What had he to say? What I did see, which is irrefutable, is when the dog is walking on the running track. It's irrefutable. Secondly, who was permitting him? Second. Third, who was being denied? So I think this is all a matter of 24 hours. Take that on record. Ask him what has he to say. And if he says he apologizes because you confront him with evidence, he apologizes. The government is free to take whatever steps it needs to take. But transferring him to another union territory, which is equally precious, and as a punishment posting, I think hurts the union territory as a whole. Because no union territory is a punishment posting. All the union territories are very precious. All of them need the best of the staff. They don't need punish delinquent officers. They need credible officers. So if this officer has shown any delinquency, treat him on the gravity of the action. Give him a choice to apologize. Give an apology in writing. So I think there are many other ways. But being punished to Ladakh, sent to Ladakh as a punishment, Ladakh is one of the finest places to go to work in today. So we got to be sending to anywhere, not a person because he needs to be shunted out. No place is a place of parking of shunted out officers. Because Union Territory, every place, small or big, has people who need credible officers, worthy officers, reputed officers who can deliver. So I think my only thing is not against any transfer or punishment. It is giving them a chance to reflect, to redeem, to apologize, and take some time, take some rest, and come back to say he really genuinely feels sorry about it, and then decide what you want to do with him.
Right. Ma'am, one more question. Do you think that this action that has been taken against him, through the day we had this controversy raising up sportsmen and athletes giving out their reaction, saying that, that track, that athletic track is precious for us. We, in a way, pray, we look at the track very respectfully, and taking out a dog for a walk on that particular track is something that has hurt our sentiment. And we also saw political reactions coming up. So do you think the action that has been taken against the IAS couple, is that justified? Or do you think that it's too much of an action against for such an act?
No, he needed to be acted against for irresponsible behavior. But we needed to give him a chance of 24 hours to come clean. Why did he do it? Who allowed it? Did he not realize that his dog was walking on a walking track? Because there's a photograph of it with the dog's paws on the walking track. But after 24 hours, do something, but don't link him with the union territory, which is precious. Don't link it with you being sent to a place because of a punishment. No. All right, keep him back, keep him on a limbo, keep him for some weeks saying, proceed on leave. We don't need your work. We don't need your work. Take leave, which is on your own account. Give him time to reflect. but don't transfer him as a punishment posting to a union territory. That's all because all the union territories are very precious. They need credible, dignified, reputed officers, because all those places are outlying areas. They need more attention. They need more officers who can deliver without close supervision. Because you see, central government is away. They are themselves. They're on their own. Having worked in Puducherry, I know how far we were. Media never reached Puducherry. We were all on our own. How we deliver. Government of India was only receiving our written reports or maybe intelligence reports. But you see, we were on the periphery. So all of us who are on the periphery need more responsible officers who will be more self-driven and would work on their own, and not people who've been sent as a punishment, because then he'll punish the work also there. Oh, I've come on a punishment, so I'll punish you.
In fact, yes, ma'am. In fact, I was coming to this point, and there are two takeaways from your response. Number one, that I believe that you do not believe in this term of punishment posting in the first place. And number two, you are actually more aggrieved or angry because he's being sent to a UT, and you yourself have been administrator of Puducherry UT itself. And, we have seen how you were in a constant activism mode to ensure that what needs to be delivered is delivered on the platter. So you think that this kind of approach where the husband Sanjeev Khirwar has been sent to Ladakh, wife has been sent to Arunachal Pradesh, you're saying this is not the right approach to punish someone for irresponsible behavior, right?
I think we need to do away with this concept of punishment posting. Either it's a posting or no posting. No posting. Because there is no post which is not relevant in government. If you have a post, which means it is required, it's relevant, it's of value, right? There is no posting which is a position without a value, and the public exchequer is paying. That means this man is of no value.
So what should have been the appropriate action?
No
Sending him on leave, suspension, what exactly?
I think best is ask him to take his own earned leave and go for a reflection course, go for an ethical therapy course, go for a maybe spirituality course. So become a better human being, because what he lacked was consideration. What he lacked was humility. What he lacked was value for others. What he lacked probably was gratitude. What he lacked was a probably sense of responsibility. I am only speaking about what's apparent as pictures.
Suggest, right.
Why don't we ask him, go enroll for a course which teaches you humility, collaboration, gratitude, consideration, sense of responsibility. So, and then when he comes back to say, I've learned, I'm better, all right, put him on probation for another 3 months. Put him on a position then of probation for a watch. This is how we correct, because sending him to Ladakh means after 3 years, he'll come back to Delhi again, or he'll go elsewhere. Would he serve people? Would he not continue to serve people? Are there not these same people requirements all over? I think we need to do away with the concept of punishment posting. There is no punishment posting. It's only a posting. Or there is no posting. So you don't get posted. You wait. You renew. You reform. You reflect. You correct. You apologize. You improve. And then you are needed. Otherwise, stay away. Sometimes without salary, sometimes half pay. Let him use his own earned leave, because which he preserves carefully. All the end of the day, we can all encash our earned leave. And it's every leave has money in it. You tell him, exhaust your leave.
Okay. Ma'am, we are yet to hear an apology from Mr. Khirwar. However, what we have learned from our sources that he is not in the country right now. And possibly that is the reason that there's no statement from his side so far. But there is one more important question, which we heard from the sportsmen, who didn't want to come on record as well. Do you think that there's a sense of, because you have been someone who has been part of the system, and then who have been at the top of the system as well as an administrator, as well as someone who was heading the group of bureaucrats, IAS officers. So Do you think that, there's a sense of high-handedness which also chips in the government babus over the year, that which might have been one of the reasons playing out in this particular controversy?
I think, Amit, there are officers and officers. We don't have to paint the entire service with the same brush. We need to individualize this action, learn a few lessons from it as administrators, and see what we can do with the next one now. So best is not to paint them all, because I've seen very kind, very generous, very humble, very honest, very simple officers. I've seen them. That's how the government gets delivered. Otherwise, if everybody was like that, you would not have administration. Fact is, we have them. Therefore, let's not paint everybody in the same brush, but individualize this action and deal with it as an individual action. What I'm suggesting is not applicable for all. Some are very grave. Some are very grave action delinquencies. They will need a harsher punishment. But here I'm only suggesting a reflective time. Asking him. So I'm individualizing the situation and not generalizing it.
Okay. One final question, ma'am. What we have also seen, the positive outcome or corrective measure from the entire controversy, is that now the Delhi government has announced that sports facilities in the national capital will remain open till 10 in the night. And the Delhi High Court has also taken notice of the media reports and asked the Delhi government and central government to ensure that Chhatrasal Stadium, Tyagraj Stadium, Shivaji Stadium should remain open from 5 in the morning till 10 in the night. So do you think at least the system with this controversy has had swung into action, and it actually came as blessing in disguise for the athletes?
I'm so happy. It's a right decision to take. But why only sports stadiums? Why not even open dispensaries? Keep the dispensaries open till night, because many working classes people do not have time to go to the dispensary till 2 o'clock. Why should dispensary be closed at 2? Keep it open till 8 or 9 o'clock. Many labor class cannot lose their labor. We did this. By the way, we did this earlier, and we opened up on public suggestion dispensaries till 10 p.m. so that working class who have working hours can go to dispensary after working hours. I think lots of these solutions come when you work with people, listen to people, walk with people, walk your talks, the way the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi started doing today, walking the talk. You will see Delhi every day coming up with new solutions, because as he sees, he will solve problems.
So, okay, on that note, I mean, this is an additional question to the entire conversation. You seem very happy with the new Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Vinay Kumar Saxena. And do you think that it's going in the positive direction? Because in the past, we have seen that, several Lieutenant Governors being in confrontation with the Delhi government. So there was a constant fight between the LG versus Delhi government. So do you think the way he has begun his tenure in the national capital at least suggests that things are going to be on fine track from here?
I think the more he sees, the more problems he resolve, waiting rather than waiting for written reports, waiting for paperwork. He'll see for himself, and then he'll start correcting and walking the talk with right key officers will make a huge difference if he sustains it. This needs regularity. And number two, not he. He can direct all his secretaries of the administration, all, education, PWD, health, technology, all, education, all of them to be out on the ground. As he does, they do. So if they do visit schools in the morning, right? Visit hospitals and dispensaries in the morning, once traffic, DGPs, DCPs, IGPs, all of them, if they are on the ground, you will see a huge difference. Rather than starting the day in the office, they could start the day in the field. Even 1 hour by these officers will make a drastic difference in the functioning of the city. That's what's required. Visibility, contact, collaboration.
And that would reduce confrontation, possibilities of confrontation with the Arvind Kejriwal government?
Well, if there's a confrontation, it's on legal issues. Let the lawyers and the judges decide. But when it comes to administrative efficiency, visibility, nothing stops the Lieutenant Governor and the secretaries to be out in the field to convert with people, hold town halls, go to street corner meetings. So that's what's required. If the officers of the government of India, the key officers, the collectors, the SPs, the secretaries, directors, inspectors, all on the ground to see things for themselves, the Lieutenant Governor will dramatically improve. You see, he'll be not alone. He'll be all together. And then sometimes he'll run into, everybody will have a surprise element. By the way, city will be cleaner. City will be much cleaner because the work will be much more qualitative because officers are seeing it. What about the morning parks? Why can't the main people go about the morning parks in the public parks? Once they start walking the morning parks, all parks will be clean.
Right. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for taking out time for India today. And thanks a lot for speaking to us.
Most welcome.